السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري وأشركه في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين. Inshallah, we are going to continue studying the most essential names of God manifested in the universe, and the creator of the universe is introducing himself to us. As the second point, the first point was about most holy, the most holy, and we have seen an interesting understanding of Quddus in Arabic, the most holy. We can say, well, usually in the Muslim culture, it's known as the holy means God is holy being. But what we have been studying, I don't know how many weeks, maybe for 6 weeks or something, we didn't mention about God. It's interesting as being holy. But what the text talked about, the perfect cleanliness of the existence. So this is the method the author is going to follow here as well. The second point, we have to pay attention to this important change of perspective of understanding the names, qualities, whatever you call them, of God in an interesting way as they are manifesting themselves in the creation, pointing to the source of existence as to be the Holy One, because his work demonstrates that everything is perfect, clean, no dirt, no confusion. Now the same method is going to be followed in the second point, which is another name of God in Arabic, El-Adil, the divine name, all just. We will see. But of course, before we have to listen to and what we have studied last week and what we are going to study today. Prepare our minds now. Refresh our minds, inshallah. And
Inshallah. So last week we completed the first point of the 30th flash, which was looking at Al-Qudus, most holy, as Brother Ali has said at the opening. So I'll just pick up from something that Nursey wrote in the text that we highlighted, which is that each thing benefits from and to some extent owns all things and makes each benefit. So the point here is that the interconnectedness of every element, every being in the universe, how they benefit from mutual beneficial, and which points to a single one. And then we talked about the concept of light and how light is manifested as all-embracing mercy, as wisdom, as adorning, balancing, ordering, and cleansing. And all are rays of a pre-eternal sun. We talked more about the idea that dirt is metaphysically is disbelief, is denying, is, I would also add, a negligence. And we highlighted the statement bad qualities, false beliefs, sins, and innovations are all instances of moral and spiritual dirt. I think by innovations, we mean alternative, sort of quote unquote alternative explanations. So because of this sacred connection of cleanliness, there's the Hadith that states cleanliness is a part of belief. And then we looked at Surah 22, Ayah 222, that states, indeed, God loves those who turn to him constantly, and he loves those who keep themselves pure and clean. And we noted that he loves was stated twice. And it's emphasizing the importance of that emphasizes the importance of not forgetting God, that not forgetting God is a kind of cleanliness. It's a part of belief, and it's emphasized in this ayat 2 times. And we talked about in this same ayah that turning to God constantly, I'm kind of repeating myself, but turning to God constantly means keep themselves pure and clean from falling into negligence and despair. So again, it's an aspect of the contrary natures of dirt and cleanliness, where cleanliness is turning to God constantly and dirt is disbelief and denying and negligence. And that concluded the first point, and we're moving on today to the second point, Adol, the divine name All Just, which when I looked at the text this morning, I was interested to see that it seems fundamentally related to the first point, Al Kudos, because it's talking about a kind of cleanliness in the form of balance and frugality. It's quite interesting. So I'm excited to get into this morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It is great. As you were emphasizing on the importance of this human dirtying themselves,
Mhm.
I recall or I imagine that human body is like a car.
In
So
what way?
human spirit is the driver.
Mm.
Of course, if we if we dirty the screen, screen is meant to be used to protect us from the effect of outside negative so, things affect us. So, but we have to see it through the screen. Without the screen, we cannot see it. That if the glass wasn't really transparent. If I dirty my spirit, it means if I don't really relate my spirit to its source of existence. What happens? I dirty it by screen. When I screen it, that is how it is called. I don't see the reality outside there. So that is called in the Quran mutatahhir. It means those who keep themselves pure and clear, and not tahir, but mutatahhir. As the word infers that not only clean themselves, but really pure, perfect cleanliness. The word means this, perfect cleanliness, not tahir, mutatahhir. Which means if I don't have the right attitude towards the creation, towards the things, and interpret them in an, let's say, materialistic way, simply put it, in a materialistic way, the, the universe becomes meaningless being, purposeless being. And my spirit is looking for future. I want satisfaction for my future. But if the existence is meaningless, so my spirit's experiences feels meaninglessness. It means no future. I'll die and disappear. So my spirit doesn't enjoy the beauty in the creation, and also doesn't have any hope for the future. So that is what the author is emphasizing. The real dirt, being dirty, not cleaning your clothes. Of course, it is bad. It is 1% of the importance of this subject. So the real cleanliness is cleaning the screen of our spirit. It means having no prejudice. Prejudice means without looking at the universe saying that, this is just material stuff. So it means nothing. It happened to be like this by itself. If we don't understand what it refers to, what the universe, the existence, the beings refers to, then it becomes a dirt on my spirit. Uh, I can just live in this world, in a material world, and I define myself as a material being, and I feel no hope at all for my future. That is how we should understand God loves those who turn to Him constantly, tawwab, and He loves those who keep themselves pure and clean. Maybe for until now in the Muslim culture, keep yourself pure and clean. What do we understand from it? Clean, take a shower every day if possible. Keep your clothes dirty. Quran doesn't mean that. What? Because we emphasized on the importance of turning to Him constantly, it means cleaning your screen, seeing the future, seeing what is beyond this universe. It means the source of the existence of the universe. So that you will have a clean future, clean purpose for your existence, not dirty. This interpretation is amazing. So we will see again in the second point the divine name of all just. The same methodology is going to be applied. From one side, as Anne stated, cleanliness means when I look at a thing, I will see it as a transparent being. Let's say, what shall we look at it now? I love the birds. So when I look at a bird, if I see the body of the bird only existing materially, the screen is dark. I don't see anything beyond it. My screen of my spirit. I said, this is bird, an animal, flies, that is how it is. No meaning, no beyond something, beyond its existence. But if I clean my spirit, it means my spirit requires meaningfulness first. My spirit expects full satisfaction, perfect satisfaction. Now, I don't want to die. I don't want to disappear from existence. I don't want to suffer from anything which disturbs my expectations. So I have to look at the bird and have an intention to understand its existence with no unbiased understanding. It means, how come this bird exists? When I ask this question, definitely the bird, the body, the existence, the actions of the bird tells me, explains to me that it is a purposeful creation, specifically arranged. But matter has no purpose, no will, no specification. So matter cannot do the bird. That's obvious. Matter cannot become a living being, cannot become beautiful, cannot become something. For example, birds have their own senses. Senses are not material beings, so they are immaterial beings, some sort of qualities demonstrating the qualities of their maker. So when I start seeing beyond the material existence of the bird, I see the future of the creator of the bird is the creator of the universe, because I see the connection between the rest of every piece of the universe. So I understand that my existence belongs to the same creator as the creator of the bird. So my existence belongs to the one who owns the universe. Then what I go there, what I find, where I find myself there, beyond the limitations of material existence of this world. It means the source of existence of the world. So I belong to the source of existence of the universe. So I can comfortably interpret and understand my feelings are given by him for a purpose. The purpose is to let me know that he is the absolute being. He makes everything so clean, without any dirt, without any blemish, demonstrating beyond its existence as a transparent being the qualities of its creator. It means it is like a mirror. The bird becomes a mirror, and the mirror demonstrates the quality of its maker. Or dirt becomes a piece of art, which demonstrates the qualities of this artist. So I don't see the bird anymore. Beyond the existence of the bird, I see Quddus, the holy creator, which means creates everything completely pure, with no blemish, directly showing, demonstrating the creator's qualities. That is Quddus. I've never heard this interpretation from anywhere. Because unfortunately, before going into the second name that we are going to study, unfortunately, uh, this unfortunate tradition in believers' tradition, not only in Muslim tradition, in Christianity, in Judaism. For example, have you ever heard cleanliness, importance of cleanliness, is stated in the Quran in this way, apart from material bodily cleanliness? I've never heard. Hmm?
There can be cleanliness of character, but not in the way of connecting.
Yeah.
Cleaning
That
yourself.
not having bad intentions.
But this is not in terms of seeing the qualities,
Yeah.
like a purified vision.
Yeah. So the universe becomes clean in order to show the qualities of its maker, introduce it. Like I love these prophetic stories in the Quran, like the palace of Solomon, transparent. So everything reflects behind. So that analogy is a perfect analogy that the palace of the Solomon is the message of the Solomon. Come on, help yourself. I think Shule knows now. Be a mother. Okay. The palace becomes, sorry, the prophet transparent. It means message of the prophet transparent and makes everything in the universe as transparent being, demonstrating its qualities. No, you can use the white one. Excuse me. You can use the white knife. White knife, this one, huh? Because it is, no, this needs special training. That is easy. No. So, and as Anne said, Quddus and uh, name Quddus and name El Adil. It means most holy and the all just, similar to each other. That is what we have to pay attention to. All names of the qualities manifest at the same time in each being. So they work in harmony. That's what we are going to see here. For example, while giving existence, existence is given with the perfectly demonstrating it is the qualities of its maker from one side. That looks like from most holy, the name for most holy perspective. But from another perspective, because of this clean, with no blemish, no fault, complete 100% transparent, demonstrating the qualities of its maker, 100%. While doing this, the name Al-Adil comes in, and it not comes in really, manifests at the same time, accompanies the name of Holy by making everything balanced, everything balanced and precise measurement, no confusion. Now, cleanliness is one side of it. Now, the second side we are going to study today, everything is perfectly measured and guided, precisely measured and guided by a single being. It means deliberately done, no confusion. For example, a mirror may be transparent, clean, but it may not be straight, balanced. So it distorts the reflection on it. That is what we are going to study now. Yes, mirror is clean, but also it is not, it has no, how do you say, sorry?
It's not
No, no, I didn't understand.
morphed. And
Dwarf. I mean, yeah, it is just perfectly balanced so that it will show better. So the name Al-Adil is going to accompany the name of the Most Holy. Then afterwards, we are going to study another name of the word, name of God, manifested in the universe. We will see another layer of the perfection again added to this combination. So, as was as Anne said, as she was, Anne was reading the text before coming and preparing herself for this discussion, I did the same thing. I said, it's so amazing. For example, if somebody asks you, God is the most just. In the culture, what we see, what we remember, justice will be established. Islam is to establish the justice among human beings, right? That's what we hear. So Islamic rules and laws are just laws, appropriate to human expectations. That is not out of the concept of just, but it is 1% of it. The real justice must be seen in the creation, demonstrating its creator to be a just one. How does it do that? So this author turns everything upside down from tradition. Tradition explains the news of the Quran from God's perspective. It means God says, I am just. He is just, so we have to establish justice on earth in human relationships, or person-to-person relationship, or nation-to-nation relationship. It's correct. But the purpose of the Quran is not this. Really. Why? Even those people, we should never forget this point. Everywhere, when we read the verse of the Quran, we should always remember that Human beings want justice, don't they? Do you need God to teach you that you have to establish justice among the human beings? Do you need God to tell you? Or those people who don't believe in God also support justice. It means human nature, human beings are created already with the sense of justice. So that is already there. Why God then speaks in another extra way? Because the sense of justice, sense of cleanliness is already are already existing within my being. I know that. And even the non-believers in God know that. So when you go, for example, there is the demonstration, let's say, go out about justice. Who are there? Maybe mostly non-believing people. Mostly. Believing, but mostly non-believing. It means they don't need. Human beings don't need this message. Why God speaks to us then? Have you ever thought about it? Helping the poor, for example, taking care of orphans, for example. Why does God talk about it? Everybody knows.
It gives meaning to your justice.
Sorry?
It gives meaning to your feeling of wanting justice.
Yeah. That's already existing in you.
Justice does exist, but the revelation and the Quran gives it meaning to why.
What is the meaning? So we are expecting something more than we already know from this explanation from the explanation in our existence. This method is extremely important, especially in this materialist world. They say, look, Quran advises taking care of needy people, orphans, and establish justice, be clean. That's what it has been understood thus far. I don't need the Quran. I don't need religion. Why? Oh, I already know it and I'm practicing it. Many, many people say this. Why this understanding makes these people feel more confident in their not being in need of religion, not because they are wrong. The people who present their Quran is presenting in a wrong way. Because we have to understand that creation speaks. So I don't need somebody, for example, to explain to me how a bird grows. For example, it comes out of the egg and flies, and how does he do his for example, nest, takes care of its child. I'm seeing it. It's already demonstrated. I don't need anyone else to explain to me. I can explore it and find out. People are just scientific studies are for this purpose. The old people who do scientific study don't do it because God told them. No, their existence already encouraging them to do that. So why does God said God says in the Quran, you need my guidance? If I understand the manifestation of all just and manifestation of the holy, the most pure one, not in the way that it is explained here, and the people will read this and they will say, we'll read the verse. Now, they will say, Now, I know this. I don't need it. I don't need to be told. I know already this. So this author uh, changes the direction of explanation. Why God tells me that he is the all just one? Because I have to understand the creation is demonstrating that it is source of existence is a just one. So rather than saying that God is just, the author says, look at this universe, everything is created in justice. So it is the second name. First name was perfectly transparent. So when you look at the universe, demonstrating the qualities of its creator, the first thing comes to our mind: perfect orderliness, perfect measurement. Everything is arranged in a perfect way. And the one who arranged the universe must know before and must know after what he has been creating, what he is going to create. Accordingly, he must give an existence to every being at every moment without any contradiction, confusion. So the justice is demonstrating itself in the universe and letting us know that the creator must be a just one because of the qualities of the creator manifested in this way. Material existence is created in a just way. Then I understand Quran is giving the news that when I look at the universe, I wouldn't notice. Do you understand? I was saying everything is, yes, well ordered. I may say it may happen by itself. But when we look at the universe as a mirror, demonstrating the qualities of its maker, source of its existence, then the message of the Quran becomes apparent that, he is introducing that even if you practice justice in the world, this sense of justice is given to you by your creator. Don't claim that I am a just man. No, I am created with the quality to establish justice in my life, either at the personal level or social level. So this way of understanding is not familiar to especially the students of the Quran. So it may be a little bit strange. While about talking God's name, the author starts talking about the universe and beings in the universe. Why is it that? That is a unique method that this author establishes in understanding the Quran. When I look at the sources, I don't see them. Classical sources. They didn't need it. They didn't need it because they were already believing people. But nowadays, people question. You definitely heard that from many people, I don't need religion to be a good man, to be a good human. Why? Because of the mispresentation of the Quran. So, in fact, I will say this and you will think about it. The believers in the Quran made people deny the religion, deny the Quran. Not the people became atheist. or humanist instead of following a religion. Because the believers presented the Quran in a wrong way, and the people couldn't find the meaning in its existence. That is why we have to be very careful while we are talking about religion, about the message of the Quran. The method of understanding the Quran is essential. If I don't know the method, I shouldn't speak. If I don't know what we have been talking, I shouldn't talk about the Quran. Because my in understanding presentation of the Quran will not do justice to the reality of the Quran. Unfortunately, this is not widely known among Muslim believers. I don't know. Have you heard this approach? Have you? No, it doesn't exist, unfortunately. But Alhamdulillah, thank God, we have this opportunity. And or everybody here and in the Zoom. Excuse my excitement.
Oh, no, please
But
don't apologize.
no, here now I think it is important before reading so that we will pay attention to the methodological difference in reading the Quran and interpreting the Quranic message, understanding the Quranic message. So, anyone else would like to add anything?
I have a question. So we need to look at the creation part, right? And then maybe, okay. So we need to look at the creation to understand God, like for justice, let's say. So everything is, you said that everything is created justly, right? So
Let's see. Do you see that everything is created in a just way?
yes, I was thinking about that, like, but also feel like maybe how can I cannot see that part in a clear way, like some in the world, like not everything is injustice. Maybe most of the part is because of human beings, but also Allah will give the justice in the Ahira, I believe. So
No,
that's
that is
why I
human
cannot see the
relationship.
justice in the
Human relationship. Human relationship. You know, the human beings do some unjust actions.
If God was willing, he's able to prevent it.
No, human beings have free will.
But isn't Allah the one who actually creates according to the free will, according to what they have decided? He's the one that creates, right? So you can't create.
Now, if God created human beings with free will and that doesn't give option to choose the other side, what is the meaning of free will then? We have to be robots, like, I don't know, stone, without any free will, or like trees, plants. So human beings are expected to go through these are now the way the things are created demonstrates that it is creator is a just one. And this just creator tells human beings, I have given you the option to, to, to choose justice or injustice. Be careful. I created you to choose justice, and I demonstrated the creation. Everything in the creation demonstrates justice, so that you are encouraged to choose justice. That is human choice, and human beings are free to choose. accordingly, I will acknowledge my creator and be honest to my way of existence, which is I am created to prefer justice, not injustice. But I have the freedom to choose. That is why we are educated. I give this example on many occasions. I will let you ask your question. Of course, it is a very good question because we miss the point in the creation and go into human mistakes. No, first we have to see in the creation. And this creation also includes my own creation. My own creation. How? I am created with the sense of justice. And I may not use it. That is the freedom. So we have to understand that first we have to look at the creation and then come to myself. I am created, if I understand that everything is created by a just one, I am created with this by this creator. This creator put in me justice, sense of justice, prefer justice. Even those people who do some unjust actions, what do they say? They try to find out to, especially the politicians are very clever about this, do it as if what they are doing as justice, because they don't want to say, I am unjust and I want to practice unjust or injustice. No one says this. I said, this is justice from my perspective. Everybody justifies it. That's what justice, justification comes from there. Justifies it. Why? They don't want to be in contradiction with their nature. That is why they try to be, to look as just human beings. So we understand that the creation is perfectly transparent, demonstrating that its creator is a just one. And I have to look at the creation, see the qualities of the creator in the creation, come to myself. I am created with the sense of justice, but I am given freedom to choose to be just or not to be just. I am given the freedom. So I have to use justice because I am encouraged in my creation. So God comes and says, establish justice in your life. Why? Because you are created for this purpose. Don't contradict yourself. For example, human beings can deny God. Correct? But you can say, why God didn't create human being not to deny himself? I say, yeah, that is the purpose of existence as a human being. So we will educate ourselves. We use the school example. Yeah, a university is out there. Every facilities are prepared, but the students are free to come and study, listen to the class or not, do their assignment or not. Does the administration force students to study, to listen? You go there and you may not listen. You may think of something else. Yeah? This is how human beings are. We forget that human beings are free. That is the problem comes from there. I say, if anyone doesn't pay attention to human freedom, they wouldn't solve any problem. Now your question.
So I understand that human have the freedom, but also in some situations more of like there is no freedom, but the God gives it. Like for example, maybe it's a silly example, I don't know, but let's say children who born with disabilities.
Yeah.
So there's no human effect on it.
Yes. Yeah.
Mostly, like
Yeah.
sometimes, yes, like in if the mother consume alcohol, let's say it can cause, but let's say there's no human effect on it. So in that case, like that person have to live his life with all that kind of problem.
Yeah.
So it seems like that's why I said that I don't see the justice in every part in the world. That's why I expect the justice will come at the end, like in
Yes.
Canada.
Yes.
So in that case, can we really say, okay, this is still just that's justice of Allah? Like,
Yeah. At the end, as you said, at the end, that is why we understand. That's a good point, perfect point. That's why we understand. In some cases, not only in the existence of an, let's say, as compared to other human beings, this person is not having the same comfortable life as it appears to be in this world. Yeah, or disabled people from birth, let's say. That is why we understand that if the creator of the universe is just, but first we have to be sure that the creator is just from the way the universe exists. And if the creator of the universe is just, and if my creator, the same creator, is a just one, and if he gave me the sense to see that this child or this person is not as having a life as comfortable as I am, it shouldn't be, because it is not appropriate to the creator of the universe to live this case unbalanced way. Do you see what I mean? It means something not really just. That is what we understand, as you said. There must be another way of compensating this injustice. That is why if a person is created with uh, some kind of handicapped, let's say, not favorable way, as human beings love it, it must be compensated. That's what only the way of doing this is in other creation. Otherwise, not only in creation, in relationship with people, don't we do injustice to each other? Hmm? There are many inhuman actions, and both of them die. Both of the people who really transgress the right of others, and also who are deprived of their rights by those people. So both of them die, and in English, what they say, although it is not right, but as far as this world is concerned, it is right. Death is the best equalizer. Everybody dies, finish. But I suffered because somebody else's choices. Or I suffered because God created me as an example for others to make because that there is no limit for this. Somebody says, I am once, for example, that high, the other one is higher than me. Why am I not like this? And this person is like this, and I'm not like this. Why I am not talented in this way? Well, there is no end. There is no end to expect, as if oh, the creation is varied, isn't it? So, for example, uh, how many kinds of animal beings exist? Millions. All of them are different from each other. Now, for example, do you think, let's say, I think frog says, why I don't have a life like birds. That it is injustice? No. Frog is perfect as a frog, and I am perfect as I am created, because I have no right to claim that I have to be like this one. The other one say, I have to be like this one. I have to understand my creation is preferred to be as I am. That's why everybody must be happy, because the Creator demonstrates that He creates it with His perfect name of justice. So this justice, as you said, if not fulfilled here, definitely it requires another creation. And that's why human beings want. Who doesn't want to be to have a peaceful world? Everybody wants peaceful world, but everybody wants it from his perspective. So there is the clash of interest here. From my perspective, I want to have the best something, whatever it is. Let's say best telephone. The other one says, I want the best telephone. But everybody has different opportunities. So we are created in this world in order to see that however I am created, that is my share. This is the choice of my creator. I have to be satisfied with the choice of my creator in this world. But if I compare myself with another person's qualities or another person's talents, I have to say, please, God, give me like this, or I have to be compensated in the next creation. That's why next creation is necessary. If there is no next creation, there will be no justice, especially among human beings, that we require justice in this world. So this is a sign that there must be a hereafter. That is the intention of the Creator. And we hear from the revelation, there will be another creation where justice will be fully established. We say it is perfectly fitting to the Creator of this universe to establish the justice at the end perfectly, because the way He creates it demonstrates that He's a perfect just one. That is what we should understand, that without existence of the hereafter, the full justice cannot be established. Now, this is what expected from the Creator. But this conclusion is only possible if I understand and satisfied that the Creator of the universe must be a just one. If I am not satisfied that the Creator of the universe has the quality of just, be a just, then I cannot find out justice at all in human relationship either. Is it clear? Is it clear to you now that you are asking? So that is why we have to make sure that my Creator is a just one. He was puzzled.
I mean, let me summarize.
Hmm.
I feel like there's maybe three categories. The first one is from an existential perspective in terms of the way that things exist. So, for example, a bird, with the verse here as well, like it has two wings, it's able to take flight, it has perfect balance, it's able to maneuver, the weight, aerodynamics, everything is perfectly balanced, and that is in a way justice. So I was thinking about the phrase, like they say justice is restored. There's an aspect of justice that looks to balance. Because if you do something too much, then that's not justice. And if you go the other way, it's also not justice as well. So I didn't think about it before. There's an aspect of justice that looks to balance and orderliness. So when I look at the way that anything exists, it's perfect order, perfect balance, just from the order of the universe. So maybe this is the primary source I have for determining what type of creator or what type of source these things are coming from.
Yeah.
Now, secondary, then, and partly what she was referring to as well, is the human-to-human relationship, where you don't see that full justice.
Mess.
Because, but I have free will, and maybe my usage of free will is just, because I can choose something that is imbalanced, and I can also choose something that is balanced or just. Yeah. So I can see in my usage of free will is just, even though I might not be using it justly.
Yeah.
Right?
I have the freedom not to be loyal to my nature.
Right. But being able to use it is just for me, right? But it also necessitates another realm in which ultimate justice must be manifest, because it's always limited here. And then the third category somewhat is when I have zero free will involved and something, lack of perfection, I notice it, like let's say a disease or something somebody else has, or maybe I don't have a body part or something like this. But within its existence, it's still perfect, still just. Even let's say I don't have an arm or something.
In its existence.
Yeah, it's perfect. A virus is perfect in its
existence.
Right, but I still have been given the feeling of perfection of justice, and that also looks to the hereafter. So in these three categories, it's primarily the first one, as well as the feeling of where do I get the feeling of justice from? Like I notice if somebody steals something from me, this is not good. Those two are the primary sources of determining the necessity of a just source. And then when it comes to my human relationships, as well as imperfection, lack of justice I might see in terms of like maybe I don't have something somebody else has, I say, okay, then hopefully the just one must also manifest his justice in an eternal way.
In another creation. That's what the sign is. So the first premise is look at the universe and see that the source of this universe must be a just one, because creating everything perfectly measured, even the illnesses, perfectly measured, balanced, perfect order. Perfect order. That's what medicine studies, to find out order in the creation which we don't know, but orderly created. This first premise. Second premise, the one who created me with the feeling requiring justice, in spite of my free will that I may practice it, I may not practice it, is also just one. I have to recognize this. The one who created the universe is the one who created me. The third, therefore, if I see through the sense that the Creator has given to me, this is not just. Somebody, let's say, killed 100 people in the name of war or national interest, whatever they made up. They make up this kind of excuses. So, and the other one was killed. I don't accept this by feeling, but both of them die. Both of them die. Now this is the solution, but without going through the first premise and understanding yourself at the second premise, you cannot understand that there must be a creator, another creation, there must be another creation where this just creator must fulfill his justice for good. Definitely. That is why we understand hereafter must exist. Another life must exist where justice will be established perfectly. That is what only we hear from the Quran. Otherwise, what people say, there is injustice in the world. There shouldn't be. The universe witnesses that. We have to go 3 stages. That's why we shouldn't make an excuse in that. God will compensate them. No, not the God will compensate the injustice or establish justice. The one who created the universe demonstrates that he is a just one. If he is a just one, that is what I understand from the creation, from the word. I expect him, definitely he will establish the perfect justice. Without going from the evidence, talking about the result is baseless claim. That's what we are going to learn, the base of this understanding of justice. Otherwise, we will forget about the universe is perfectly created in a just way. We talk about human relationship, forgetting about the whole witnessing of the universe will put us into an unsolvable problem. Because they say this justice problem cannot be solved. Why? Who said this? Materialist people say. Why? They don't see that the creator of the universe is a just one. They presume that universe exists by itself, accidentally happen to be orderly. Of course, they cannot find a solution. Yes.
I just want to ask, so when you say the creation, are you excluding what happens among humans, so like human relationships? Are you excluding that when you say the creation?
No, human choice is, look, I think we mentioned a lot. I understand where you are coming from.
Because I wanted to ask, following that, I wanted to ask, so does that mean that so Allah does not have any influence on what happens among humans? So is it only the free will that actually creates what happens among humans and not
No.
Allah?
Free will doesn't create. Free
But
will chooses.
Yeah.
Who creates the result of my choice? The creator of the universe. We don't say Allah. We say the creator of the universe. Whoever created the universe creates the result of my choices. For example, you want to pick up something. You intend it, but the next moment is not created by you. You may intend, if the creation doesn't happen, you cannot create. Can you create tomorrow for you? Can you create your life tomorrow? No. So we are choosing, God creates. That is the way we are created. The creator says, I am giving you the free choice. Whatever you choose, I guarantee I will create it. So that you will, for example, the students in the school, they are free, aren't they? So they choose not to attend the class, not to learn, or to learn. Administration doesn't say anything, right? At the end, one of them gets the degree, the other one doesn't get the degree. So the result, I take the exam, we have to understand this. I take the exam. I answered 60% of the questions right, 40% wrong. As a result of my choice, the teacher gives me 60% of grade. This is my choice, but the decision, the result is given by the teacher or administration. This is exactly the same in the universe.
I don't actually think so, because so humans' choices like that can also affect some other humans' lives as well. So and it can cause suffering. So in that way, so that means that the creator of the universe is also creating unjust things just to make sure the free will is working. Is that
no. We forget the human beings are students. Students, for example, if someone doesn't listen to the professor, and this makes noise and disturbs other people as well. Now, can we do that? Now, what do we do? Then I am deprived of hearing the professor teaching me. So I have lost something that I wanted. So what happens? I must be punished because of doing this. In this world, everybody is free. At the end, we get the punishment. At the end, we get the punishment. Where? Next creation. So this is the creation. That's what we have to pay attention. God doesn't change. For example, can you, let's say, if I don't choose something to do something, for example, if I don't choose to study, do I learn? No, I don't learn. I am created as a person who is ignorant of the subject. That is justice. That is justice. So the way we choose always is created as we choose it. As we choose it. That's what the Quran also says, and the creation also says. We also experience. You can take something and, for example, a knife and stab a person. It is created. Creation is just. Exactly balanced way of creation. But your free will be rewarded or punished in the hereafter, next creation. That is why, in order to be able to say that the result must be justice, we have to understand that the creator is just one. So we have, for example, at the end of the education, you see some people get degrees, some people don't. So those people who didn't get the degree, do you think the administration did injustice to them? Because they didn't study, they didn't learn, they didn't deserve. So the result is they get the degree or they don't get the degree. Those people who get the degree will entertain their life, enjoy their life after graduation, after death. Those people who didn't get will be deprived of the reward of degree. So that is why degree means death. Death means preparing for the next creation. The next creation, the just God says, my full judgment will be established there. Human free will not be free anymore. Everybody will get their degree or not to get it. So after school closes, I cannot have another option whether I will attend the class or not. It is over. Everything is over. That's why in the hereafter, human choices according to what they deserve, or the reward according to what they deserve. Here, not according to what I deserve, according to what I choose. We have to get. Did it make sense? Here, everything is created according to what I choose. In the next creation, according to what I deserve. Right? 4 years of education in the university. Everything I am free to do. I get the result according to I choose. But graduation day, can you get the result according to what you choose, or according to what administration decides? Which one?
The results day.
Yeah, graduation day. Whether you will get the degree or not, whose decision is it? Administration's decision, not your choice anymore. In the hereafter, I will have choice according to what I deserve, not according to what I choose. So, for example, God forbid, I am sent to hell. Example, just simple example, time is really up. We have to stop. So, simple example, I deserve hell. So I say, I choose paradise. Is it given to me? Do you think it will be given to me? I don't deserve it. So in the hereafter, in this sense, there is no choice. But when you get the degree, let's say you are qualified, you are a qualified doctor. You can practice your doctorship, practitioner or your profession. You can practice your profession enjoying it in any way you like. That's why people, whatever they deserve, they have freedom to enjoy the result of their choices in the world. That's why hereafter must exist. Otherwise, the full justice cannot be fully established in the world. But I think last word is, I know it is too late, and last sentences, definitely we have to understand that the creation is perfect, but human free will may not choose as appropriate to the perfect creation or not. We can spoil our nature. That is what we have to learn, we have not to learn. That is the place of education. So education is free. That's we have to understand. Sorry, everyone. We couldn't start today. And what do you say?
No problem. This was a very good foundation
Yeah, inshallah.
for starting the second point, which we can do next week.
Inshallah. Yeah, of course, it is too late.
Yeah,
How many minutes?
20 minutes.
20 minutes, not much. 20 minutes late. So thank you very much
Thank you.
for your patience. Inshallah, next week we will continue from the second point, reading. This introduction is just, I thought it is methodologically important. That's why. And also our friends have questions. Everybody's question. These questions are not yours. Everybody's question. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعوانا إن الحمد لله